Over 3,000 people died. The world changed forever. But not everyone believes we got the full story. September 11th, 2001. The deadliest attack on American soil in history. The official story has been told 1,000 times, but millions of people around the world still have questions. Tonight, we look at the theories, the evidence, and the counter-arguments. You decide what to believe. According to the 9/11 Commission report released in 2004, 19 hijackers affiliated with al-Qaeda boarded 4 commercial aircraft. 2 planes struck the Twin Towers in New York. 1 hit the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., and 1, Flight 93, crashed into a field in Pennsylvania after passengers attempted to overpower the hijackers. The towers collapsed due to structural failure caused by fire after the impact weakened the steel frames. That is the official conclusion, but not everyone accepts it. Here's where things get interesting. World Trade Center Building 7, a 47-story skyscraper. It was never struck by a plane, yet at 5:20 p.m. on September 11th, it collapsed. Straight down, in under 7 seconds. Conspiracy theorists say it looks identical to a controlled demolition, where explosives are placed throughout a building to bring it down in a clean, precise collapse. They point out that fires alone had never before caused a steel-framed skyscraper to collapse in history. The BBC even reported the building had collapsed 23 minutes before it actually did. How did they know? The official NIST investigation concluded in 2008 that fires caused thermal expansion of the steel beams leading to a progressive structural collapse. They say it was unprecedented, but not impossible. Skeptics say the BBC report was simply based on early and incorrect wire reports from chaotic scenes on the ground. American Airlines Flight 77, a Boeing 757, reportedly crashed into the Pentagon at 9:37 a.m. But here's what some people find hard to explain. The initial hole in the Pentagon wall was approximately 18 feet wide. A Boeing 757 has a wingspan of 124 feet. So, where did the wings go? Theorists claim the damage is more consistent with a missile strike than a commercial aircraft. They also note that the Pentagon, one of the most surveilled buildings on the planet, has never released clear footage of the aircraft impact. The few frames that were released are blurry and inconclusive. Investigators, engineers, and eyewitnesses confirm they saw and recovered aircraft debris on site. The wings, theorists say, folded back on impact. The FBI collected 85 security tapes from the surrounding area. Authorities say releasing all footage would compromise ongoing intelligence operations. There was a sudden and dramatic spike in put options placed against American Airlines and United Airlines, the 2 carriers whose planes were used in the attacks. Put options are essentially bets that a stock price will fall. The volume of these trades was 600% above the normal average. Investigators from the SEC launched a full inquiry. Theorists argue this is evidence that someone with prior knowledge of the attacks used that information to profit financially. The 9/11 Commission investigated and concluded that the trades were made by investors with no known connection to al-Qaeda. They attributed it to market speculation and a bearish outlook on airline stocks at the time. The SEC closed its investigation without charges. The most controversial theory of all, that elements within the United States government had advanced knowledge of the attacks or were directly involved in allowing them to happen. Proponents point to a document called Project for the New American Century, a 2000 policy paper by neoconservative thinkers that suggested America needed a new Pearl Harbor to justify military expansion in the Middle East. 9 months later, it happened. And they also question why military air defenses failed to intercept any of the 4 hijacked planes despite having over an hour of warning after the first deviation. Counter-argument: the 9/11 Commission found no evidence of government foreknowledge. Intelligence failures were blamed on poor communication between the CIA and FBI, agencies that were known to not share information effectively. The failure to intercept was attributed to confusion, protocol gaps, and the unprecedented nature of the event. Over 20 years have passed. Thousands of families still grieve. Dozens of books, documentaries, and investigations have tried to uncover the full truth. Some questions have been answered. Many have not. The official story remains, but so do the questions, and in a world where governments have lied before, asking questions is not disrespectful. It is necessary. We owe it to the nearly 3,000 people who lost their lives that day to never stop asking. What really happened? You decide.